All right, so today let's have a conversation about the difference between faith and trust. Faith, it's kind of analogous with like church going and giving up any idea of trying to figure it out and then just taking a leap of faith and believing it because you want to believe it. You've gotten to a point where your intellect can't figure it out, and so you just kind of surrender and give up. And no matter what you say, here's what I believe. Trust is a much more powerful and empowerful way to look at your station in life, where you're at and where you're going. You see, because when we begin to take the responsibility of the job we've been given as a human being, which is to discover the truth of who we really are, when we really take on that responsibility and begin to face life and all the challenges that it brings, we understand that when we do, by some miracle, overcome the challenges and obstacles of our life, we gain through that experience trust in ourself. Trust that we've been given the tools and the intellect and all the power, all the cognitive function, all the physical ability. We've been given everything we need to overcome this obstacle. And how do I know this? Because I just experienced it. And so you have this trust that begins to build and grow in yourself. And so trust, as opposed to faith is kind of this like really gray area where I'm just going to believe because I can't figure it out, and I really sincerely want to believe this, so I'm going to believe it. But trust, it's just so much stronger because you trust because you have the experience, you did the thing, you faced the challenge, what was hard, and you overcame. And so when we begin to approach our entire life through this lens of trust, which basically means self-responsibility, this means that you show up in your life day to day, moment to moment, breath to breath, and you embark down this path of wisdom, the path of wisdom, which has everything to do with your spiritual practice, from your meditation to feeding your body good food, to abstaining from things that cloud your judgment. The whole thing, being a real, authentic, sincere, spiritual aspirant or seeker or yogi, whatever label you want to put on it, but we all know what it means to not be fake in the funk, but to really be pursuing something higher and beautiful and timeless, something that is outside of the bounds of this time. We all know what it means to actually authentically be doing that, and we know if we're not really doing that. We know if we're being distracted by the world and the Kardashians and the things on TV and the latest and greatest car, and maybe pursuing sensual pleasures or pleasures of the tongue and the eyes, all these things that can distract us. We know to what degree or not we're actually sincerely playing the beautiful game of life. And if we are seeking with sincerity and devotion, if we are doing this, what's beautiful about each step along the path of wisdom, along this path where trust grows with every step that we make, we take each step not as a leap of faith, but as in trust that, okay, I did the last thing. I didn't think I could do it, but you know what? Here comes the next thing, and it seems pretty imposing, and it seems like a big obstacle. I don't know if I can let go of this habit. I don't know if I can actually cut out this old pattern, but if I did the last thing, I'm going to keep on. And next thing you know, the next step and the next step. And so what we begin to see is the more authentic, the more devotion we can bring to our practice, because all of this is held up through our practice. All of this is held up by the nuts and bolts of real, practical, everyday sitting down and meditating, putting good, healthy food in my mouth, reading books, seeking out spiritual teachers and seeking out spiritual lessons, being involved in serving your community. All of the nuts and bolts of your practice are the things that keep the progress of your journey moving forward. So every time you sit in meditation, every time you eat healthy food, it's just like there's this lever being pulled, and once that little gear gets turned, you take the next step. Oh my God, all of a sudden you're a year later and now you have your completely different outlook on life, somewhere you never thought you'd actually be. Oh my God, I don't even drink anymore. I can't stand the sight of a cigarette. Oh my God, I'm such a better listener now. Wow, I read a book a month now. Wow, I'm really picking up that Spanish now. All these things that we are here to do that are hard and we don't think we can, or maybe we have limiting belief anxious about it or any of these types of things that hold us down, all of a sudden, because of our authentic, sincere, awesome, badass daily practice, the nuts and bolts of getting us to trust in ourselves, all these things just start feeding and working off each other, and we've got this momentum going. The momentum which carries us through life. It's like we're no longer swimming upstream, trying to figure things out and trying to figure out where I want to go and getting caught in whirlpools over here, banging our head against rocks over here, trying to figure things out. We are actually living in service and in the flow of life and being carried down the river back out to the ocean of bliss, back out to oneness, and we're doing this through our daily practice. So if you want to live your life through the vehicle of, having faith, just giving up and surrendering and saying, fine, I don't care. I have faith. I have faith that this is this way and faith that is that way. That's fine. You can go on doing that, Godspeed to you. But if you want to polish your perspective and see things clearly and actually gain the fortitude and the strength to be able to face whatever arises in your life without judgment, without pushing anything away, without clinging to anything. If you want to live that kind of life, a powerful life, a beautiful life, a divine life, well then you have to learn to trust yourself. You have to learn to have faith in yourself. You have to earn the trust that you have been given everything that you need and it's already inside of you. And there is nothing in this world, no distraction, no temptation, nothing that Satan or demons or the devil or any dark force can throw at you that you don't have the sword of light to cut through, that you don't have the lightsaber of courage to destroy and slay. Everything about you is light and bliss and abundance and peace and equilibrium and balance. You are the total sum of unconditional love embodied in a human form right now, and it's just you have a little bit of amnesia. But the more you put your faith and your trust and your devotion and your sincerity and all that is you, from your fingernails or fingertails, from your toenails to your fingernails, if you put everything that you have into your spiritual practice with sincerity and devotion, you are going to cultivate trust, and with that trust, you are well on your way to living a balanced and beautiful life. And if you're living in that way, you become a blessing to this world. My name is Michael Fireborn. I'm right here with you. Peace.